Hi, everybody. Welcome to Artificial Entertainment. We were just heading to the studio to record, but we've seemed to hit a problem. And by hit a problem, I mean Tyler seems to have hit comedy legend Martin Short with his car.
It his talent was not in short supply. Isn't that right, buddy?
He's not wrong.
He's not moving.
He's frozen. He's like Jack Frost in that one movie.
Oh, I watched that.
Toby actually just tried to watch Santa Claus 3 because we just watched Santa Claus 2. And she came in like 15 minutes later. Nope, it's terrible.
Looks like he didn't
It's
have
like
an escape
3
clause
movies in
from
one.
this.
Anyways, comedy legend Martin Short is dead, and that is my fault. So,
Did anyone
Did you
try
mean to hit him?
Did anyone
Was it
try
an
to
accident?
resuscitate him? Did anyone
no,
try
I
to
didn't mean
resuscitate
to.
him?
I love Martin Short. Why would?
I don't know.
He's
You just
famous.
shouted, "This is for Clifford," and then hit the gas.
Clifford.
Well, from behind, he kind of looked like Rob Schneider, so I'm not gonna, you know.
So if it had been
That's on him.
infamous comedy legend Rob Schneider, this would have been okay. But since it's comedy legend Martin Short, you're
yeah.
upset about it.
I mean, how could we live without Norma of the North, Volume 2?
They've both been in ice-related movies. What are we doing? We're
Have
talking
they?
about movies. A man who's possibly dead.
Anybody want to watch Three Caballeros? Three Amigos, I mean.
Three
Caballeros
Martin
has
Short was
birds.
never a cartoon bird.
But he was a cartoon robot in a Disney picture. There we go.
Was he?
I love Treasure Planet.
Oh, I hate
Actually,
that
yes,
movie.
Treasure
All
Planet
right.
is-
All right.
Planet is good.
But
But a man has died today.
or could be dead. I don't know.
I don't know. He's
I'm
twitching.
not touching him. He's old.
He is old.
I know.
He deserved to die. You're right.
I don't want to say it, but I do know.
I've done the
CPR.
world a service.
Well, tell you what, we'll let the theme song play and we'll try and figure out what to do with his body.
Another morbid episode. Let's go.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Artificial Entertainment. I'm your host Josh Lakaitis. That's my name. And with me are my two co-hosts, Mason Betterly and Tyler Yaney.
I'm no longer doing theme songs.
No, we
Hooray.
got one.
I'm out of another job.
Well, we weren't paying you to do it anyway.
It's whatever.
Special thanks
Got
to
you there.
our friend Sam Martin for making that for us.
Yes, thank you.
Once he figures out what he wants us to plug, we'll start doing that. But until then. So, it's 2018, guys.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh boy. And it's been a year.
It
It
Looking
has
back.
been a year.
It was certainly a collection of 365 days, unless 2017 was a leap year and I missed it. Then there was either more or less. I forget how leap
I
years
believe
work.
leap years are every 4 years. So I believe is this year a leap year?
See,
I don't know.
I have to look into that. Please tweet at us if you know if it's a leap year or not.
At Artificial Pod. Someone's got to tweet us it eventually. To be fair, our friend Chad tweeted at us about Christmas movies, but our Christmas episode was 2 episodes ago, so it's kind of not relevant.
Yeah, no, everybody's over that. Nobody cares.
My
But
Christmas
this
tree
is-
is still up, so
Oh, yeah, ours is up. I think I have to take it down today, but it's still up.
my wife likes to keep it up for her birthday, which is on the 10th. So yeah, I've got at
Oh,
least
wow,
another week or so out of this.
See,
There you
you're keeping it up out of commitment. Mine's just up out of laziness.
Well, it's a little bit of both, like any good marriage.
Nah. All right. Okay.
So, this episode, we said last time it was going to be an episode where we pitch ideas about movies that we would like to see, and, well,
We
Mason
lied.
pulled through. Mason came up with some ideas. Tyler and I, though,
We didn't do our homework. The dog ate it. I got half a pitch ready for you.
Yeah, same. So we're gonna save that episode idea for another time.
Yeah.
And this episode, we want to talk about this year of movies.
Yeah.
What 2017 looked like on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So we've assembled some categories, so it won't just be a top 10. We have our top 10s, and we will eventually get to our best films. But I think we
do.
We should work our way from the worst to the best.
Absolutely. This was definitely a very eclectic year. There was a little bit of everything, I think.
What a word.
Honestly.
This was a really good year for film, I think. It was better than 2016, I'd say.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Looking back.
I think, quite honestly, I think the last year that was this good for film, in my personal opinion, might have been 2014.
I was looking through. I made a top 5 for each year of the decade because I was bored, and 2014 and 2012 and 2017 were the best years on that list.
Yeah.
Does anyone else hear any buzzing?
Yeah, I do hear buzzing.
Oh, Martin Short has attracted bees.
So let's start out with our worst films of the year. You guys actually seem to have lists. I only have one. I didn't see a lot of bad movies this year.
It's not that I saw a ton of bad ones. It's just I saw a lot of ultimately forgettable films. Like, a lot of them are like my lowest ones. A lot of them are by proxy. Some of which I know at least Yaney's going to fight me on, but it's just...
Oh, wow. Me specifically?
My list here is completely subjective. I am an emotional rater. Like,
I mean, also that's how opinions work.
Well, yeah, no.
Nuh-uh.
No, like, if we're looking objectively, some of these do not belong so far down the list. But just
I think what Mason's trying to say is there are worse movies, but he didn't see them.
Yeah.
Or I think that'll be the same for all of us.
Like, there are worse technical films, but I enjoyed them more.
Right. And I don't think any of us saw the Emoji Movie, which is
I did just so I could have a list out of curiosity.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Really?
No. Yeah.
All right, so Tyler, let's start with you then. Is the Emoji Movie the worst movie you saw this year?
Would you be surprised if I said no?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go through a top 5 for you real quick, and I'll give a quick reason why for each one, okay? And a couple of these I saw by accident. Number 5 is not technically a bad movie, but I was really, really disappointed and annoyed by it, and it's Free Fire. It's a Martin Scorsese produced movie that has the chick from Room. What's her name? She's gonna be Captain Marvel.
Oh, Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. It's got Brie Larson, a bunch of people, and I loved the trailer, and I was excited for it. But it's just people standing around, and then occasionally they fire guns, and then they stand around and talk, and then they fire guns, and that's the whole movie.
That's what it looked like from the trailer.
Yeah, I thought it would be a little better than that, but that's exactly what it is, and it was that should not be boring, but it was. So that's that. The Bye Bye Man I saw because it looked hilariously bad, and it was, but it's still bad. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's terrible.
All right.
I forget the Bye Bye Man came out this year because so many people did reviews of it. I just assumed it had come out a year or two ago and people were just finding it now.
It's one of those movies that with this title and the premise is so stupid, you just have to kind of like, oh, this is prime material for comedy, and absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where there's a little bit. Number 3 is the Emoji Movie, surprisingly.
Wow, I can't believe it's that high up.
It's exactly what you think it is. It's terrible. But like I'll at least give it effort that the animation looked nice. But it is a giant cynical cash grab full of product placement. It's exactly what you think it is, and it's terrible. Number 2 is Mother.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I despised it, and we can get into it later, but oh my gosh. I haven't been so angry. Like, Mother is probably the best made movie on this list.
I was going to say.
But
I feel like the artistic integrity of the film and the design and everything would at least
no, it just pissed me off. It pissed me off. There's nothing. And I can go into details later if you want, because it would take me a while. But yeah, Mother's number 2. Number 1.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm very curious.
Beauty and the Beast 2017.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. I'll give you that.
I think I hated it more than the other 4 movies on this list because it made $1 billion, and it's the most cynical, lifeless, unnecessary remake of an actual movie I adore.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jungle Book, what I didn't like, but people did, so I gave it a pass.
I actually enjoyed Jungle Book.
Jungle Book has some good things in it, but it didn't.
Remake.
It didn't bother me as much because the original Jungle Book isn't like a masterpiece like Beauty and the Beast is. It's a fine movie, but like I could see them actually expanding on things, and they did.
It was worth the remake.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. No, they added nothing.
But we got to see Stanley Tucci as I never saw it, but I think he's like an organ or a piano or something?
He's not an organ. He's a piano. Actually, he's a harpsichord, I think. But
yeah, Winnie, there's a big difference.
There is. Honestly,
sorry.
there is, because there was a talking organ in the Christmas
voiced by Tim Curry.
Yes. Forte, and his sidekick Fife, voiced by Paul Rubens, aka Pee Wee Herman. The only reason I know this is because we got a freaking VHS player, a VCR, and watched that a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wow, this did not hold up.
I'm pretty sure I watched that more as a kid than the actual Beauty and the Beast.
Me too. Me too.
No.
I didn't actually own Beauty and the Beast until I was like 10 years old.
That's not really that odd of a phrase, I'd say.
No, because like usually, I mean, when you're a kid, you're watching a lot of Disney, and Disney is like, I didn't have really any of the Renaissance films aside from like Aladdin.
No, they're going to say like Rescuers Down Under.
No, like Lion King.
I love that movie.
Yeah, Lion King, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. I'll even throw in Pocahontas, like the core ones. I didn't have until later on. Like those aren't the ones I grew up with. I grew up with like early on. I grew up with the originals. Dumbo, Pinocchio, Snow White.
Those are great movies, though. Okay.
Oh, they're all great. They're all great. I don't have a problem with it. I just found, like looking back on it, it's weird.
I find that so fascinating as you're a huge Disney fan, and just knowing that you didn't grow up with the classics until.
Well, I grew up with the classics of that time. I didn't grow up with the classics of now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and by now we mean then.
And now Beauty and the Beast, obviously the original one, is my favorite Disney film, period.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow, but I'm sure, okay, so what makes, other than the fact that it didn't need to be made and it earned over $1 billion, makes you hate it?
If you're going to remake something, it's got to at least, you got to do something different, or it's got to be at least on par. They made it worse. The songs are worse. The singing is worse. The acting is wooden. The CGI designs are butt ugly. They're awful.
Hogwash.
I hate all the
new songs.
The objects
are terrible. Anything they tried to add.
You mean those Oscar qualifying songs they added in just to qualify for an Oscar?
Hey, remember when Les Mis threw in an extra song just to get an Oscar?
I freaking hated it.
Remember?
So passionate.
I was thinking about it just the other day, because for some reason I was thinking about Les Mis. I'm like, then I just got suddenly insanely angry because it was because I saw The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
And I was thinking about when he did Jean Valjean, and then I just got angry because they added that song, because the show itself is perfect as is.
Absolutely.
But they had to qualify something for the Oscars.
They knew Russell Crowe's performance wasn't going to get him anywhere.
Anyways, so that's your number one?
I would argue with the Beauty and the Beast remake, I like the Gaston song a bit more in this.
The what?
Yeah, honestly,
Gaston song, I think is actually a pretty good reimagining of that song.
the
It's a
best.
lot gayer.
We cut that.
I mean, that's just because of LeFou.
I mean, it was already pretty gay. Every last inch of me's covered in hair.
Honestly,
Oh, boy.
LeFou, Gaston, and Maurice are the only really good things.
Maurice.
About that.
All right, Mason, I'll give you that. Kevin Kline is Maurice.
Kevin Kline
It's
is
actually
a
an
treasure.
improvement.
He's a treasure.
Yes, that man is marvelous.
Mr. Fish Owner?
Yes, Mr. Fish Odor.
Yeah, actually,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah. I mean, he's in other things, but sure.
So let's see. All right, Mace, what are your top 5 worst of the year?
Okay, so some of them are just there by proxy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start with number 5,
Okay.
which was for me Blade Runner 2049.
Oh. Oh, no.
What are you doing?
Why? No.
I was very bored. It was a beautiful film.
Oh, I'm in pain.
It looked beautiful.
Why would you do this to
There
me?
were parts I
Alright.
honestly enjoyed about the film. It's just
Tyler
looking...
and I will be having new open auditions for a new co-host
Oh,
for this podcast.
shots
A third anchor position has just opened.
Someone who likes movies,
But,
preferably.
yeah. I just something about it just didn't. It was just very underwhelming. After that, Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Oh.
Why?
I think Mason's list is just gonna be us booing.
After that, Kong Skull Island. Not.
Oh, that was fun.
It was,
Yeah. That
but it was
was
an
fun.
ultimately a forgettable film.
Well, yeah, I forgot I saw it, to be honest, but I think I'm laughing my
Exactly.
off when I saw it.
I have higher opinions of pretty much every other film here. After that, Beauty and the Beast, respectfully.
Oh, proud of you. Okay.
All right, and then last and certainly least, the arrow through my heart of the year, Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Didn't
Yeah.
see it. It's going to be on Netflix soon. I'm going to give it a watch because I'm curious.
I think it's on Netflix today, but
Oh, wow. All right. I'll watch it tomorrow.
yeah.
It is just, it broke me. It broke my heart. You guys know this, but for the viewers, Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl is the movie that made me want to make movies, got me into film. It is, I mean, that film holds up. It's beautiful, in my opinion, and it was great. And to see how far it has fallen, it makes me very sad, just genuinely sad. But there were some moments, which I'll talk about later, that I enjoyed about the film. But on the whole, it was just very upsetting, and it's a mess. So frankly, something I was going to mention with when we were going to do pitching, but frankly, I think the whole genre of films or entertainment based on Disney attractions needs either to end completely or needs a major reassessment. Because honestly, I'd love to see some more. I don't think the concept.
I like the concept.
Yeah.
Of doing them. Like I think I'm in the minority of people that like Tomorrowland, but I understand it
still
could have
have
been
not seen
so much more.
I still have not seen it, so I still need to see that. But
It's okay.
and I would like to
It's
see it.
worth a rental.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
very
Yeah,
least.
I'd say that.
But
There's enough good things in it.
and you guys know I'm very passionate about the concept of films and shows based on Disney attractions.
Disney rides. Yeah.
I
Do you like the what's it called? Haunted Mansion?
what?
That might be a good one.
You're just saying that. Yeah, I have like 12 different pitches for Haunted Mansion related shows and movies. But I did. You know what? I like a guilty pleasure film of mine is the Tower of Terror movie.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say the 2003 one. I'm like, that doesn't sound like Mason.
There's a lot there that's good, like the production design of the Haunted Mansion movie, the score.
Okay,
both
all right, hold
fantastic.
on. We're getting off.
We're getting
track.
way
We're
off
talking
track. We're
about
getting way
movies.
off
We're talking
track.
about
Hold on.
2017 movies.
But anyways, yeah. So, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, was just awful.
I heard it wasn't very good. In fact.
All right, so I didn't really go out and see movies that I thought were bad, so I missed a lot of that disappointment. But I'm gonna try and make up a top 5 since you guys have one.
Okay.
So for me, my 5th worst film I saw this year, I'm gonna say was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Get out, you evil man.
No, you both
If you can
disappoint
put
me
Blade
so
Runner
much.
and Star Wars on your worst, I can put Guardians Volume 2.
But it's
Guardians
so
did
good.
nothing to hurt you. It brought nothing but joy.
To me,
Joy.
I think this movie had the same problems you had with Ragnarok, where any serious moment is undercut with a joke that doesn't work.
They both do that, and I like both.
They
those movies.
they do, but Ragnarok doesn't make any claims to be a serious emotional movie. Guardians, I think, had really great emotional issues and concepts and things for the characters to deal with, but it just kept undercutting it with jokes, and it took me completely out.
You know what? There was a precedent for one. There was not a precedent for another. So I'm going to respectfully disagree. And I think there are some great character moments in that film.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying
yeah.
this is really a bad film. I'm just saying, since I didn't see bad films, a lot of good films are on my bad
which
list.
is exactly why Blade Runner was down there and Kong was down there. For me.
I'm just looking through. Let's see what else. I was kind of disappointed with War for the Planet of the Apes.
I still want to see that.
No,
I still want to see that.
fine.
It's definitely the return of the Jedi of the trilogy.
Of the trilogy. Well, can I just say, like, how lucky we are that these movies were that good?
Oh
Just,
my
like,
god,
Yeah.
the source
totally.
material.
I remember when the first one came out and like James Franco's in this. These aren't going to be any good. But
John Lithgow is great in that movie, by the way.
oh, he's wonderful, tragic but wonderful.
Yes.
Let's see. Number 3, I'm going to say I need a third one. I have a 2. Oh, okay. So, 3 will be Valerian.
No, I avoided that one like the
I
plague.
thought it was glorious schlock, so I gave it a pass.
That's exactly what it was, but I really wanted it to be more than the schlock because I love the concept of all these different worlds and cultures pushed together. I just love that idea, and I wish it had been done better. It's a great dollar theater movie. That's where I saw it.
That's a good way to put it.
For me, my number 2 is Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Ew.
Nothing more to add there. For me, the worst film for me this year was Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. I went into Pirates knowing it wasn't going to be good.
See, I went in with something, far more dangerous, and that was hope. Even the music in that film made me angry because it was all just music cues from other better other pirate movies. So I was like, not even your music's original.
Well, I mean, for me, I was just glad to have that music back because in the 4th one, it wasn't there at all.
The 4th one had an interesting Latin influence, which I actually enjoyed. I enjoyed that kind of sound with the guitar and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just for me, Justice League, it didn't win on any level. It wasn't a consistent dark vision like Snyder, where I don't agree with it, but at least it's one thing. And with Joss Whedon, I don't know, it's just schlock, and it's like there was no time or effort. Well, I'm sure there was effort put in, but it's just like they didn't have enough time to make it good.
Have been
I would consider that a little bit of effort.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it took effort to get that mustache off of Henry Cavill.
You're not wrong.
You're not.
So, yeah, I think you guys have better, worse films than I do, but yeah, for me, Justice League was just a disappointment.
Yeah.
All right. So actually, going with that to make a smooth transition, what were your not your worst films, but the films you wanted to be good? They weren't the worst, but what disappointed you this year?
Okay, I have a couple.
All right.
Let's see. I don't want to say Downsizing because I really liked it, but if you go in just liking the trailer for Downsizing, you're gonna be disappointed.
Okay.
Really? Okay. I saw it wasn't getting great reviews, but I still wanted to see it.
So do I.
What's
No,
disappointing you
I
about it?
loved it, but what's advertised is the first half hour of that movie, and it's edited together to look like a wacky comedy, and that's not what it is.
Mm-hmm. I
So
never assumed it was a comedy, but I didn't know what it was.
It's like you've seen Nebraska, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen Nebraska.
Yeah, Alexander Payne does very humanistic movies about the human condition,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that premise about that. And if you go into it expecting that, you'll like it. Honestly, I highly recommend it. But it is disappointing if you just go by the trailer.
Gotcha. See, I was expecting Matt Damon to get a little red sports car, maybe get a bird girlfriend, be chased around by the house cat. Maybe I just wanted this to be Stuart Little too.
I can see that. James Woods plays the Falcon.
And it's literally the same plot as Hercules. Like his plot specifically. He's essentially Hades.
Hades is a Falcon.
Falcon Hades. Fades. No.
Anyway.
How did
Mason,
this conversation turn into a Stuart Little 2 debate? I don't know. But here we are.
2018, jump in and go nuts.
Mason, how about you? What was a film that disappointed you this year?
I enjoyed this film, but it did disappoint me, and that was Spider-Man: Homecoming. I did enjoy this film. I do think it was good, but there was something that was missing. We're still not quite where we were with the two original Raimi movies. It's definitely my third favorite after that. This is the cast was great. Everything was great. It's just something is missing, that spark. And I
think it's the committee that's holding it back ultimately.
I mean, perhaps. I definitely thought Keaton gave a great performance. I like that we got a new villain.
Yeah. I think Michael Keaton's the best villain in the MCU.
I disagree. No, but
No.
okay.
Ego.
No.
I'd go with Ego.
I'd go with Kingpin.
Well,
Oh, I didn't know we were allowed to use Netflix.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
If we're not using that, if we're not using the things, yeah, I would say Ego was my favorite
Ego.
villain.
Yeah, Ego is fantastic. Like
Ego,
it's just a great concept.
And I still want to
I
see
like
more.
Red Skull.
Yeah, I
actually.
still want to see more Red Skull. Red Skull would be great.
I don't think Hugo Weaving will ever come back to that.
You know what?
No, not at all.
I would love
But
that.
no, I think Mesa. Were you just about to say we don't necessarily need Hugo Weaving?
Oh no! I wasn't gonna say that, but I mean,
Oh.
quite honestly, I mean, you could say that, but
I think you could put another actor under the Red Skull and no one would care.
yeah. But yeah, it was a good film. It's just there was something missing. It wasn't Spider-Man enough. I think a bit of that might be coming from he was mostly in Queens and in Washington D.C. and to me I wanted to see him more in Manhattan, swinging around the skyscrapers, which is stupid, I know, but it's just something that makes him Spider-Man to me. But
Right.
we'll see if he gets there. We'll see if that kind of goes that way in the future. And yeah, but I hope the next one's good. I hope we get Mysterio someday, and yeah,
that would still be great.
he's
I'd
my
still like
favorite.
to
He's
see
my
Mysterio.
favorite villain.
For me, I think the biggest disappointment was the Lego Batman movie.
No, I didn't even think about that. That's great. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Again, it's got a great first act where it is just an on point Batman parody film, and it's hysterical. It's funny. It's got great jokes and references. But once Barbara Gordon becomes Commissioner Gordon, the film just kind of loses steam.
Yeah.
Yes.
It slows down. I like not Michael Caine as Robin.
Michael Cera.
Yeah, Michael Cera as Robin. I think he's the highlight. But like Batman learns his lesson 5 different times in the 3rd act, and it just keeps repeating the importance of family. The importance of family. Like, we get it, Batman. Don't you understand family is important? Why can't we just learn this lesson and go on?
Yeah.
And then to have such a great voice cast for all these great Batman villains, but then not to use them just so you can use other villain references from other films, I found really irritating. Like, I don't want to see Batman fighting Sauron or Voldemort or King Kong. Like, I want to see him fight...
Or the Gremlins.
Yeah. Or the Daleks. I want to see him fight the Riddler. I want to see him fight the Joker.
That was very weird. That I gotta be honest. It was sort of like they wanted to use the film. Like at a certain point, I think they some high ups came in and were like, "Hey, we want to use the end of the film to market the Dimensions video game." I'm like, what?
Right?
Yeah, it was very odd. Which now the game's ended and it's not. They're not doing it anymore. But yeah, that part was very odd. I went in. I was disappointed by it as well. I went in expecting something somewhere with the the creativity and genius of the original Lego movie, but also a little bit of like the classic Batman animated series. So that's something like that. But what I got was a little bit more of a kids film, which obviously it is a kids film. We have to, unfortunately, we are not the target audience for that film, but. The second time I watched it, I did enjoy it more. So that's why I put Spider-Man there. More of a
for me, the film the first 20 minutes raises my hopes because it's Mel Brooks making a parody of the animated series with Legos. That's really what the film feels like.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then everything after that is just so flat and fine, and it's.
You know what's really irritating is he learns his lesson and then he drops all the characters off. So then he has to learn it again.
That's what I'm saying. He learns it 5 different times.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it.
Yeah,
I like jokes. Can we get back to those?
Exactly. So yeah, those are disappointing. But I would love to talk now. What were your biggest surprises? Films that you guys thought you weren't going to like or were just going to be okay, and actually you had a lot of fun in those movies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
I can go first.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
For me, actually, just over Christmas, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to see that.
It was so much fun. It was a blast.
Yeah.
I went to go see it because the 3 of us have a friend that worked on it.
Yes.
Just as a various crew member. So, I wanted to go and just support her kind of thing.
Congratulations. You worked on a great movie. I hope you're proud. And that's not sarcasm. I genuinely mean I hope you're really happy and proud of what you've done.
Please, she doesn't listen to us.
She doesn't listen to us. But if she does ever, if she ever does.
We've all worked on God's compass, so you should feel good about yourself.
But no, this film's really fun. It's my favorite movie I've ever seen Kevin Hart in. It's my favorite movie with
Captain
The
Underpants?
Rock in. I haven't seen Captain Underpants yet, but that comes to Netflix January 12th, so I'll watch it.
I'm going to watch it. That's great.
I would like to take a moment to explain to our viewers that we are not in any way funded by Netflix.
But if they were to
Although
throw
we have
some money
tried
our
to
way,
pitch to them before.
Or Hulu. I'm good with either. They're both great systems. They're both great services.
just someone pick up the phone when we call. Stop ignoring us. But everyone plays against type here, except for maybe Karen Gillan, but it's because no one really knows who she is. Doctor Who fans know her as Amy Pond.
Who she is.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
And Nebula.
She's Nebula.
And Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
You know that film that you didn't like?
I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Volume
but not
2.
the second one.
Just not the second one.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just fun to see The Rock play against type, to see Kevin play against type. Jack Black is wonderful in this as a teenage girl.
I can't wait.
That might be the best sentence I've ever heard.
Yes. It's fantastic.
This would be my favorite Jack Black movie if Bernie didn't exist.
Bernie is so great, guys.
Movie.
Seriously.
Gotta
But
plug
yeah,
that.
this film feels like when I came out of it, it felt like this should have been the Jungle. This should be the Jungle Cruise movie for Disney.
Yes.
Like this feels like
A couple
fun
rewrites. You probably could have done that.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, and the weird thing is,
and there's a Jonas brother in it. I feel like, of course, this should be a Disney movie.
well, the weird thing is, for the longest time there was talks of them doing a Jungle Cruise movie with The Rock. So when I
and
saw
now
this,
they're doing it.
yeah. So then I saw this, I'm like, well, wait, I don't understand.
Have you seen pictures from this Rampage and the announcement photo for Jungle Cruise?
No,
The Rock's wearing the same kind of adventure shirt.
he shouldn't be in the Jungle Cruise.
I saw a
movie.
trailer for Rampage, and it looks so bad.
Why? How are we back at? How are we back at movies based on Disney attractions? This is very. Oh, this is quite weird.
It's like poetry.
It's like
you know?
poetry,
But
rhymes.
this feels like a fun old live action Disney movie, just with a few more swear words in it.
Ooh.
I like swear
If
words.
James Gunn made the Jungle Cruise movie.
I'd watch
Honestly, probably. No, but yeah, I had so much fun with this movie. It was a delight. I will definitely watch this one again.
Okay, great.
Mason?
Just as a little runner-up, it's not as good as Jumanji, but still a lot better than I thought it would be. The Lego Ninjago movie.
Oh yes,
I
I
Still
agree
want
with
to
that.
see
I
that.
agree
I
with
still
that.
want to see that.
I
I
did
think
not
it's
think it would
on-
be good. I went in
not Redbox.
very low expectations after the Lego Batman movie, and it's actually a really cute film.
Cool. All right. My biggest surprise after a long stream of terrible and movies, Pixar came out with Coco, and
Oh yes.
I've been wanting to say it for a couple episodes now because I think I saw it like the night it came out. It, oh my gosh, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be really dumb. And the marketing up before the release was terrible for it because it was barely
I agree.
existent.
It looked like Book of Life.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was walking into, but I was so thankful for that because it was such a surprise, such a oh my gosh, I was so excited leaving that theater. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. I cried. It was fantastic. So you know me. But
I still need to see it, but yeah, I really
songs.
am looking forward to it.
I hope so badly, and there are serious rumors leaning towards it, that they replace the current attraction in the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot with a Coco ride at Disney.
Nice.
There we are again. We're back. We're in. But
Oh my goodness.
seriously,
I thought you were gonna say I hope it wins an Oscar or something like that.
no,
but-
like I want, because it's just such a fascinating, beautiful world. I'd love to go into it. I want it to win an Oscar. There's another film that might, I think, is a serious contender for Best Song. But The Greatest Showman has some great shows, or great songs.
I hope
Greatest
so.
Showman's got some great shows, man. No, Greatest
That's
Showman
a
has some
great
great
man.
songs. My wife, Greatest Showman was my wife's favorite. My favorite
It
wife's.
just sounded like, oh my! It sounded like you were using my wife as it's just an expression.
No, my wife loved The Greatest Showman. It's got some great songs. We've been
Every time
listening-
I see that, I keep reading it as the Greatest Snowman.
That was already a movie this year.
Right? And I think, man, that got a sequel fast.
The Snowman, the greatest snowman.
It's Michael Fassbender singing songs trying to figure out who the murderer is.
Yeah.
Okay, when I saw the trailer for the Snowman, I thought Michael Fassbender was playing a snowman like Jack Frost. Imagine
Do
my
you want to build a
disappointment.
snowman?
Michael Fassbender needs to. I really hope he gets his career back on track. I feel like it's kind of been faltering ever since
Totally.
maybe a couple years ago. I hope he gets his career back on track. Yeah.
He's been doing weird kind of bad schlocky detective films.
Yeah. And Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, no. Oy.
And
Did that come out
X-Men
this
Apocalypse.
Yeah. I like him
He
as
was the best part
Magneto,
of that
but
movie.
Assassin's Creed came out this year.
no, it came
That
out
was
last year.
Last year. That was last year.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, you and the rest of America.
Forgot about that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, you and the rest of America. Yeah. But quick side note. Since we're talking about Fassbender, I think he'd be a great choice if they, if and when they do a Fantastic Four reboot. I think he might be a great choice for Doctor Doom.
Hey, we're not pitching.
I know we're not. I know we're not. It just came up naturally through the conversation.
See,
I
the
can
problem
see
is you can't cast him as any more villains because he's Magneto, you know? Otherwise,
but you're
I'd love
never
to
gonna
him
see
be,
his
Mr.
face.
Freeze in a Batman movie.
Ooh, that'd be good.
But
Anyway.
all right, Tyler, what surprised you this year?
First, let me preface this. So,
Okay.
it's Kingsman 2. And you dragged me to the first one when it first came out, and I didn't care for it. I liked a couple scenes, but it was like really stupid and gory.
Oh, it's a
And
wonderful
then
film.
upon watching Kingsman 2, I realized that's the point, and I was enjoying it. Like a buddy of mine wanted to see it with me, so I drove all the way to the theater to see it on opening night. He didn't show up, so I'm like, whatever, I'll go see it. And so that first action scene with the Prince song, like it got me. I'm like, okay, this could be fun. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I really enjoyed Kingsman 2. Like it's a little long, but
it's not as good as the first one, but for me, it's absolutely what I wanted out of a sequel.
yes,
There's
and it was
some
good enough to make
stupid
me look at the
elements.
second one, at the first one, in a different way and appreciate it more. So I think that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love the cast. It had a great cast.
Yeah, Julianne Moore, so good.
Yeah. Well,
Channing Tatum, they didn't really use in that movie though,
Yeah, Channing Tatum goes sleepy bye-bye for half the movie.
right?
yeah. But the thing is, the other guy that went along with them, I haven't seen. At least I didn't recognize him from anything else I've really seen. I hope he's in more things soon because I think he was a great actor.
Is that the Antonio Banderas looking guy?
Yeah, I think he's in Narcos, the Netflix show.
Okay, yeah.
He is.
I don't know if he's Narcos himself or not, but which I assume is the main character's name. So, but all right. So I want to know, what was your most middle film?
You think Narcos is a name?
I don't know. I've never seen the show.
Narcotics. Narcos.
That's a weird name for your child.
Oh my god.
I love drugs so much. Your name will be Narcos. All right, what's the next category? I missed it.
What? Okay, so we've talked about the surprises, the disappointments. What's what'd you see? Like, that was a film I saw.
Oh, most eh?
Yeah.
Oh, I got one.
Mason, go first.
It was Blade Runner 2049.
Boo.
Moving on.
Tyler, how about you?
Cars 3. I make it a point to see every Pixar movie in the theaters, regardless if I want to or not. And this one was really tough to force myself to go to. And I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was a movie.
Yep.
It is a movie.
For me, I'd have to say Kong Skull Island.
Okay.
Like, I liked it.
Fair.
It was fine. It wasn't bad. It just felt like if the Marvel committee wrote a King Kong movie, that's what this would be.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And John C. Reilly is wonderful in that movie.
So
he
good.
he actually is.
They waste Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston, though. They don't do anything in that movie.
They're such great actors, and they make them the most bland leading man and women characters I've seen all year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
And since they were the most films, we don't really have a lot to say about them. I would love. Okay, so we're getting closer to to our tops, but Tyler, you had some categories you wanted to pitch.
Let's just do guilty pleasure real quick, because I think that'd be a fun one.
Oh.
Like, Like a movie you saw in the theater, and it's probably terrible, but you loved it anyway.
Let me see.
For me, Alien Covenant. I love this movie. A lot of people hate it, and there's a lot of stupid things in it. A lot of stupid things in it. But I had a blast watching it, and I've seen it a couple times.
Nice. For me, my guilty pleasure, I'd either say Kingsman 2 or maybe Wonder Woman. I'd count as a guilty pleasure.
What? That's not a guilty pleasure.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm saying I like it. I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying,
in an ironic way.
No, not in an ironic way. But it's just not as great. Okay. Here, you want to know my true guilty pleasure? Actually,
what?
Tell me.
Everything with Barbossa in Pirates 5.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. He was a glowing moment.
Barbossa is my favorite character in all the Pirates movies.
Yeah.
And he actually had a pretty good character arc in Pirates 5.
Yeah. And also, he just looked awesome.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Like that part when he's like, I don't know.
He's just a pimped out pirate.
Yeah. He is the epitome of like that pirate king you want to be or whatever. Anyway,
that you want to be, not me.
I want to be. I want to be a pirate.
That was my most guilty pleasure moment of 2017 by far.
All right, fair enough. Mine was quite unexpected. I took my wife to the movies to see Bad Moms Christmas, and I quite enjoyed it.
Oh, Mason. You're better than this.
It was actually pretty good. It wasn't that bad.
You are the only person I know that saw that movie.
Yeah, I know, but I went to a packed theater. I was the only guy in there, but it was a packed theater.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
you're the person that I joked about when everyone was in line to see Star Wars. Like, man, a lot of people here to see Bad Moms Christmas.
I know. I was holding that in. I was like, I'll tell him eventually.
Oh boy.
I'll tell him when it matters. It matters now.
I mean,
it was actually...
I can do you one better. I saw Girls Trip in the theater for free. And I was the only white guy, only white guy in that theater. And I had a blast. Someone would do something on screen and they'd be like, I know that's right, girl. And I'd be like, yes, amen, praise.
So it was more about the crowd you saw with than the actual movie. Oh.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the trailer for Girls Trip. I'm like, I have to show this to everybody. This looks so terrible. It's amazing.
Will Smith's wife pees on a whole crowd of people.
It's on a zip line, right?
The one I saw isn't as bad as that. That sounds ridiculous.
It was.
I'm trying to defend.
What was good about Bad Moms Christmas?
What?
Yeah, I'm actually curious about this.
Wait.
What was the highlight for you of Bad Moms Christmas?
It was just a fun, stupid movie. Like, it was just a fun... Like, what? Because she made me watch the first Bad Moms a week prior.
Mace, look, we're going to go see Bad Moms Christmas. You got to be up to date on your Bad Moms lore.
Yeah, no. She
can't go into this movie blind.
No, like, she's been, I don't know, she's been making me watch, not making me, but I've been watching a lot more, like, just dumb comedy movies with her, because that's just sort of like a guilty pleasure of hers. So
Mason, is this your cry for help?
No, this isn't a cry for help. It's just
Mason,
it was a
blink
fun
3 times.
Stupid movie.
All right,
we're friends.
Dude, is there anything else you want to add?
I mean, if you're in the mood to just shut off your mind for a little bit and just watch a dumb movie, check it out.
All right.
Fair enough.
What was your guys' favorite trailer this year?
Oh, Downsizing.
Actually, that was a good trailer. Now that I think about it,
it was a really good trailer. I liked it. Great music.
Are we talking about trailer for films that came out this year, or trailers that came out for films coming soon?
Yes. It doesn't matter if the film came out this year. If it's coming out next year or 2 years, that's fine. Just try not to pick Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh, too late.
For me, I think my favorite trailer was Logan.
Ooh,
Logan.
yes.
We'll talk about Logan.
Yeah.
That's a great trailer. You're right. I forgot about that.
It's so good. And the... Oh, shoot. I know his name. I like the artist. Who sings the song in the Logan
Johnny
trailer?
Cash.
Hurt.
Johnny Cash. Thank you. I am embarrassed that I did not remember his name.
Fun fact, actually. Someone years ago on YouTube, he used to make fun just trailers for fake movies. Like he'd use clips from other films to make trailers. He made a fantastic Old Man Logan trailer. He used Hurt, and it was a very popular video. Like a lot of people watched it, so it was kind of cool when the actual Logan trailer came out. They used that.
That's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is
I never
amazing.
knew that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. He made a lot of great trailers. You should check them out.
Can you find that trailer and put it on our socials?
Yeah, I can find it. I can find that.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed that commercial. The Johnny Cash song fits perfectly, and it just
Absolutely.
sets the tone perfectly for that film.
Yes.
Was that? Oh, Mason, yours was Avengers.
Yeah, I'm just hyped, dude.
It's great. I love that they're just blasting the Avengers theme now, in response to the Every Frame a Painting video.
Yeah.
That talked about the Marvel Symphonic Universe. I'm so happy they're listening.
They're
to things
trying.
like that.
It definitely seems like they're trying. Like
Yeah,
I
totally.
definitely now I know the Avengers theme. I definitely know Doctor Strange's theme. I definitely know the Guardians theme.
Yes.
And they're using like the actual Spider-Man theme song for it, which I think they should be doing.
That is one thing I loved about Homecoming. That they
I
kind
hope-
of
I hope-
incorporated the old.
Yeah,
Spider-Man
and I
theme.
hope if they ever do X-Men, they use like the '90s cartoon theme song for it, because it'll be doo 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 doo. Yeah.
Okay, so actually, you're setting up for a great transition. Do you to the next category?
Uh-huh.
All right. What was the best moment for you in a terrible movie? Now, for
I
me,
came
and the
up with
reason
this
this
one.
transition works is actually in Justice League. One of my favorite moments is when they use Danny Elfman's old Batman score and John Williams' old Superman score.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those little subtle moments were the happiest I was in that terrible movie.
Aw.
They gave me goosebumps. They fit really well with the scenes. It was just great to hear those old themes again on the big screen.
Well, yeah, because frankly, I think they should just use those themes for the characters. I feel like they're as much a part of the character as their cape, their costume, their personas. I think I know they're like, oh, but that's like the old stuff, or there's probably rights issues and stuff. But I think if those are part of their identity, I don't know. I don't know if it's like that belongs to John Williams. We don't want to have to pay John
Warner
Williams.
Brothers owns it all. So.
I don't know. I don't know what the full I don't know the full situation there, but I think they should just go all in on it. There have been other great tunes for the characters, but
well,
I
agree. I agree, but I feel like it has to be a very special. Like, okay, so let's take the Danny Elfman Batman theme. That wouldn't have worked in the Nolan films.
No,
But
no.
I think that it totally works now with what they're trying to do.
If you're doing a comic book movie, I completely agree with you with the Dark Knight films. Dark Knight was grounded; it had its own reality, and it had a great score. Honestly, Hans Zimmer was still making good music at the time, but
Oh wow.
I agree with you, but I think for this kind of
something the DC universe needs is that goodwill from its audience, and all that goodwill is built up in nostalgia. So I think bringing those classic themes in is what could really help the universe.
I would agree.
So Tyler, what was your best moment in a terrible movie?
I'm gonna say the opening of Mother.
Okay.
It actually because I saw it out of curiosity after all the backlash with my buddies, and like the opening kind of got me. Like, it's gorgeous and it was unexpected. It's just setting everything up to what this could be. And I'm not gonna spoil anything in case anybody actually wants to watch Mother, even though I highly recommend not watching Mother. But it's just about rebirth and rebuilding everything, and it was gorgeous. Like, it was one of the most breathtaking things I'd seen on screen all year. It's just the rest of the movie followed was the only problem with it, you know.
Well, I was considering seeing it for a while because someone, I had been told, that the story is really just an analogy between God and Earth, and tells like bit of things with the from a weird kind of biblical thing. I don't know. There was a lot going on there, so it sounded interesting, and I wanted to see how that translated. But yeah.
How about you, Mace?
There was, in my least favorite film, there was a moment that I enjoyed, in Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was when Jack, is all alone, gets left by, Gibbs and everything, and it's just this moment where he's just a washed up pirate, which was what I was hoping for. I was in my own way, I was kind of hoping for an old man Logan, but for Jack Sparrow kind of thing. Because I think it would be, and that's what it should. Yeah, exactly, that's what it should have been. But there's a line, and I don't remember the exact phrasing of it off the top of my head, but it's sort of like Gibbs, says to him like, our horizon has run its course or met its end. And it was just like a perfect line. I'm like, yes, that was good. And they have the music cue, that's the and it's just that lost glory.
The film itself seems to have.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that one moment where he's like, I'm pretty much washed up. I'm done. And I think
I forget if we've had this conversation about Pirates, but the opening where he's in the bank vault, that's straight out of City Lights, right?
Yeah.
With Chaplin on the statue.
Yeah.
That's ripped straight from that.
That was so stupid.
I love that. I thought that was great.
I mean, no, that little gag there was funny because I got that reference, but for what it, in that setting, it was like, what the heck?
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, terrible scenes and good movies. Oh, do we want to do terrible scenes and good movies? I feel like...
Yeah, let's just do that real quick. I got one.
Okay, all right, go for it.
Are you sure you don't have the same one?
I don't know. I don't have one yet. So you okay, talk and I'll think of one.
All right, I love The Last Jedi, but the whole casino planet was so bad. It was like prequel bad. Like, when I think back on it, like there was like, remember that little like white alien girl looking opera singer thing that had like 6 boobs and like screamed? Or that little leprechaun looking thing?
Yep.
That was just putting coins into BB-8. It's so bad. Like, it was all CG, so it reminded me of George. It was like our old buddy George is back at the helm of Star Wars. Like, he might have guest directed that whole segment. It feels like.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten the chance to go back on The Last Jedi. I thought we were going home and seeing family for Christmas. It just never worked out. So, I haven't gone back to like really look at that scene. It didn't really bother me on my initial viewing, but I think that's just because it was Star Wars and I was happy to be there.
That's fair.
How about you, Mace?
This wasn't. I don't think it was a great film. I enjoyed this film, but it was Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scene towards the beginning, after like the opening crime has been solved, where there's this random police officer. I think they're in Istanbul, but he's talking to Poirot about like how just like kind of fawning over him, and it's really weird and uncomfortable because like he has this weird little boyish kind of charm about him, and he's like, you see through people. You are just so smart, and you see the like I like it's so weird and uncomfortable. But I get they're
I
trying
have to describe your character for the audience
Yeah,
so they understand who
exactly.
you are.
Exactly, because your character hasn't really been relevant to the mass populace for several decades now. So
The police detective just looks at him. You're kind of like Sherlock, aren't you?
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes.
you see the world not as it is, but as it should be. I'm like, oh, what? Like, that's a line. It's like, what? I don't understand. This is weird. I was like, I kept waiting for I kept waiting for Kenneth Branagh to be like, you're kind of weird, aren't you? You're the outcast here. Like,
Yeah, I can see things, and I can see that you're weird.
yeah. It's like, I can also see that it's time you were on your way, sir. But it was a good film. It wasn't the greatest film I saw this year, but it was just one weird moment that really stuck out to me.
For me, I guess if I think about it, and I guess I wouldn't say it's so much a bad moment, but lack of a needed moment would be in Ragnarok, when Thor kind of learns that his father was this conquering war Mongol.
I like
And-
that.
That sounds like something I said.
No, exactly. You guys pointed this out to me when we had our Ragnarok Justice League debate that went oh so well. But yeah,
Link
just
in
like
the description below.
Thor learning
Smash
so
that
much.
like button, kids.
Thor learning so much more of who his father was before he knew him, and that he was a different man. I feel like
Was
I
a
don't know.
missed opportunity.
I would have at least
Absolutely.
liked to see one more confrontation between Thor and his father, like between Odin and him, in just like that weird dreamscape Norway place that they had been meeting. I think they did it once or twice in the film.
Yeah, they did it twice.
Are you the god of hammers?
That was a good line.
So I just would have liked to see something, and like maybe Odin talks about how people change and how he was wrong and how he doesn't like who he used to be or something like that. Like I feel like we could have had a really good moment there, and we missed it.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough.
All right. So are there any more categories we want to do before we talk
I'm
top five?
out. Yeah.
I think earlier we were talking about what?
No, keep going. But I think I know what you're going to say.
There were two other categories. It was the best film that we saw this year that did not come out in 2017. Just kind of a fun thing.
I
just
like that.
As we were experiencing
Okay.
other films. So does anyone have any film that they watched for the first time this year?
I saw a lot of great films for the first time this year.
Me
It's
too.
the first time I saw Godfather for the first time in theaters.
Ooh.
I got to experience Alien and Aliens. All these were great films. I think I'm gonna go with one that's not the best film. It by no means is it better than Aliens or Godfather, but it was the one I was most surprised by, and it was the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2.
I still need to see that.
It's so much fun, and it's just something I wasn't expecting at all. Just everything about it is so campy and fun, and just spending time with Zod and his two henchmen as they find Earth and experience it, and they meet a snake and figure out what a gun does, and it's just like I loved spending time with them. And what is his name? Is Lex Luthor.
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor
Kevin
is
Spacey.
wonderful. No.
Spacey.
He was a great Lex Luthor though. We gotta.
Now we understand why he was so obsessed with Superman.
No.
Nah, nothing. All right. But yeah, Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, and just him trying to cut a deal with Zod, and everything with him in the Daily Bugle, just is wonderful. The downtown fight, it's great. I absolutely had so much fun with that.
That is something I still need to see.
Yes.
Either version. I have not seen Superman 2.
I have not seen the original cut of Superman 2, but I know it's
fine.
Yeah, it's the same guy who directed A Hard Day's Night, and he tries to make it all a
Hell.
lot more comedic.
Oh, by far. Richard Lester
Yeah.
was his name.
Yep, and I after seeing this, I really doubt that Richard Lester?
Lester.
Did you say?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
was I don't think he added anything to this film.
No.
And like the crazy thing is they use screen tests to fill in some of the blanks here, and I didn't realize it's a different actress for Lois Lane in one scene.
Yeah,
Wait,
that was me. You
what?
didn't see her?
No, it was not you. No, but there's a scene. the scene where Lois Lane figures out that Kent Clark is Superman it's really good. It's a lot better than what's in the original cut of Superman 2, where I think where Lois drops a hairbrush in a fireplace and he gets it out without being burned. In this, Lois Lane holds Kent Clark at gunpoint and threatens to shoot him because she knows Superman is bulletproof. And it's
awesome.
such a well done scene. It's wonderful to watch.
Okay. Cool.
How about you guys?
I saw Eyes Wide Shut finally, and I don't recommend you watch it, Winnie, but I love it.
I have no intention of watching that one.
It's actually more scary than The Shining. Like it's a
Really?
great tense movie. I adore it.
Huh.
All right.
I wasn't expecting that. What makes it tense?
I can't tell you without spoiling it.
Okay. All
Like
right.
it's a part in the movie that's so well done, and like you're on the edge of your seat. You're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And it's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's about a weird sex cult, so that's fun. It's about it's
Yeah.
a Christmas movie. Bring the kiddies for Christmas cheer.
Oh boy, yeah, nope, not watching that one. How about you, Mace?
Well, I think the
Have a
film that
lovely
made my
day.
year and has really affected my life was a couple weeks ago. I watched The Room for the first time.
Wow.
Ooh.
First time ever?
Yes, and I was, oh my gosh, what a film. What a film.
It's
Yeah.
so dense.
I'm not going to say, going into all the details there, but I was definitely drunk. And that was really what improved the film. It's what improved the film. Because I watched it with my wife, and now we quote it every day. Whenever she asks me to do anything, I'm like, anything for my princess. And she gives it right back to me, too. And, yeah.
Well, hi,
Yeah.
doggy.
Oh, hi, doggy.
Just a little chicken, cheep.
Chip, 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 chip. It was just so beautifully bad. And, yeah. I'm not gonna... I don't think I'm gonna watch it ever again, just because that whole experience was so good that I wouldn't want to mess with it. And the best part was I did the very next day we went out and saw The Disaster Artist.
Nice.
So yeah, we considered it our homework. Yeah. But it was great. On a serious note, a film I did watch a couple weeks ago that I was surprised I enjoyed was a Christmas film called The Holiday. Are either of you familiar with that film?
Jack Black.
Yes.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, random film, but I was so invested in it, and I don't know why. But there was this random character, an old man. One of the Kate Winslet's character ends up living in Cameron Diaz's house in L.A., and she starts walking this old man, and he's a writer, and he's just, you get into his life, and it's actually probably the best part of the movie because he was a great writer back in the old days of Hollywood, and I don't know, she's just building him up, and the actor is so great in it, and it's just, there's this adorable moment where she's like, I have a question. He said, shoot. And she's like, in all those old movies where they make out old Hollywood to be so amazing and great, was it actually that good? And he just looks at her with such a genuine smile and just says, even better. And it made me so happy. It was just a very good film. I'm in a weird place with my movies right now, guys. I'm in a really weird place. I gotta apologize.
I see no reason why you should.
But it was a good film. Acted well. Surprised me.
So if you want a great double feature, watch the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, Eyes Wide Shut, and The Holiday.
That's a triple feature. And if you're feeling frisky, go ahead and watch The Room afterwards.
The Room and Eyes Wide Shut actually would work really
That's
well.
it. Anything from a princess.
What are some movies you guys wanted to see this year but didn't?
Okay, that's a good one.
I feel because there are definitely going to be people that listen to this. They're like, why are they talking about this movie or that movie? Because it was incredible, and I think we missed. I know I missed some great films that I need to catch up.
Definitely,
on.
definitely.
For me, like my top 4 that I need to see. Actually, I'll do top 5 that I need to see. The Big Sick.
Mm-hmm.
I need to.
Great
Lady
movie.
Bird.
Big Sick was great.
Okay, good. It's on Amazon Video, and I got access to it. I just have to sit down and watch it. Lady Bird. The Florida Project, I hear, is incredible.
Oh, it's amazing.
I still have to see The Disaster Artist.
Great.
Wow.
And Colossal. Colossal, I think, looks really interesting.
It looked really bad to me.
Really?
I was not interested
what
at all by
movie?
that.
Anne Hathaway wakes up and finds she's in control of a giant monster attacking Japan.
I've heard of this. I didn't believe it was a real movie.
I think it looks really intriguing. So those are the 5 films I need to check out.
Okay.
How about you two? One of you.
I
Well, you
missed
said a lot of the ones.
If we have a lot of these pauses in the podcast, people are going to start thinking their phones stopped working or something.
That's
No,
hilarious.
the one I wanted to see was the Florida Project. That did look interesting.
It's very,
I've heard a
very
lot about it.
good.
Yeah. That's the one I wanted to check out. I really didn't have a list. That was just the only one that stood out to me. There was another one you mentioned, I think, that I wanted to see.
Lady Bird?
No, you didn't mention it. Wonder Wheel. I hadn't heard good things about it, but I still
Woody.
wanted to check out. Yeah, it's Woody. So I wanted to check out Wonder Wheel.
Anyway, here's Wonder Wheel.
Yeah, I keep calling it Wonderwall by accident.
I keep calling it
How about you,
Wonder
Tyler?
Wharf.
And I know the song will not be in the movie because it's Woody Allen. Maybe they'll do a jazz version of Wonderwall.
Wonder Wharf, Wharf of Wonder.
I don't think. Well, we don't have the rights to Wonderwall, so that's fine. Sing that.
All right, Tyler. What's something you wanted to see this year but missed?
3 billboards outside of someplace or other, and it has.
Oh, yeah, that looked good.
I
I
really
don't
wanna see
remember what
that.
the name of the place is, but it looks amazing, and I love Frances McDormand and Woody Harrelson, and I know the basic premise. Lady Bird, of course, wanted to see that. I actually really wanted to see Murder on the Orient Express, and for whatever reason, didn't.
I would still say go see it. I know I didn't mention that I didn't mention it in like one of my favorites or anything, but like that. But it was still a very good film.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
There's a lot. What else? The Post. I don't even know if that's out yet, but it's got Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, and it's a
Oh yeah, I
Spielberg
think that
film.
comes out. I think that comes out this January.
No, it's,
I
think
just
it's
saw the
already
trailer
out.
for it yesterday. When
Is
I saw... Huh?
I want to see it because I like Spielberg's political dramas because I loved Bridge of Spies.
I thought it was boring.
I know.
Then you'll,
I'm going
I think
to
you'll
bet
think the
money.
Post is boring then.
I'm going to bet money that the Post, because I think it's already out, or it had a soft opening or whatever, so it can at least
I think
qualify
it had
for this
a
year's
limited
Oscars.
release on the 22nd, so it could get
It's
Oscar noms.
going to get a ton of Oscar nods because I
Absolutely.
think,
Of course.
well, because it's the Post,
Yeah.
and
Because it's the Post.
no,
And it's Spielberg.
no, because of the political implications that it's because of fake news, because of all of that going on in the world. I think it's going to go further in the critical world because of all of that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
when
it came
it's
out
about
December
the
22nd.
implication.
Yep.
People can't say no to the Post.
Yeah,
That was
no,
a,
it
that was
looks
a Sunny
good.
reference.
It I've barely heard it, so
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
All right, so let's do. You want to do top 5? I feel like top 10 will be here a while, and there'll be a lot of.
I think if I really want to do top 10, just because
I do
let's
have a
just
top
make
10.
It quick. Let's just make it quick.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
I like this movie, and this is why.
Okay, you two go first because I only have top 5, so I got
go
to
ahead.
tack
Go
on
ahead.
5 more.
Go ahead,
films.
Yaney. Go ahead, Yaney.
Mason, go.
Oh, I'll go. Okay. All right. So, and in number 10 this year, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I enjoyed it.
Wow.
I there was a lot good in the film. There was some stuff I didn't quite like. But there were some character deaths that I didn't like, that made me sad. I'm like, you didn't have to do that. Number 9, Split. Came out very early on in the year. Great movie. There were moments I almost passed out in it. For our viewers, I'm very squeamish, and there's certain scenes in it, like, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like, my reaction.
James
the film
McAvoy
was
could
great.
eat me all he wants.
Oh, jeez. The Big Six. I mean, number 8 was The Big Sick. That was a great movie. It was one of those films just that really surprised me. I had no idea what I was going into there. It's great. Number 7, Baby Driver. Baby Driver.
Yes.
Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. Moving on. Number 6 was not a theatrical release. However, it was a feature-length film released this year. It went right to Netflix. Some of you know it.
Yep.
Okja. Okja was this incredibly whimsical, wonderful film that took crazy turns. There was a lot going on in it, but it was fantastic. Great acting on all accounts. Jake Gyllenhaal was a delight in it. Great film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Number 5, the spiritual successor to Baby Driver, Logan Lucky.
Nice.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I loved the Lynchburg shout out.
Right. And then, okay. So Lucky Logan's on mine too, or Logan Lucky. But real quick, at the end of the film, this isn't a spoiler, but he's working at a Lowe's in Lynchburg. Channing Tatum works at a Lowe's in Lynchburg.
Yeah.
And he takes his daughter to go mini golfing. There is a putt mini golf.
Oh my
course
gosh,
Right by
on
the
the same
Lowe's.
street
On
as
Laxton.
Lowe's.
Yes.
Fantastic. Someone did their research.
I got such a kick out of that.
But yeah, it was a great film. I think the thing that makes it stand out above Baby Driver is a great film. I'd definitely say that. I just think the acting and the comedy in Logan Lucky was just a step higher.
Yes.
Daniel Craig's character stole the show for me. He was
absolutely.
just such a departure from what he normally does. It was fantastic.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get naked.
Don't you
I
go picking.
am incarcerated.
Number 4, coming in at number 4, was The Disaster Artist.
Wow.
Great movie. I loved it. Really, actually, genuinely inspiring. As you know, I've been struggling with writing for a while now, and it's just really pushed me to keep going on some projects that I'm looking to do. Really pushed me to, I don't know. It's very inspirational about the craft of filmmaking, but also friendship. It's really
For everyone.
it's really great, and the acting's pretty fantastic in it too. On the front of the Franco brothers. And then at number 3, as we get down to these, they're going to become more obvious. Number 3 was Logan, not Logan Lucky, but just Logan.
Not the movie Lucky.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, that was Logan was great. It was a great send off for Hugh Jackman. The plot fully wasn't what I was expecting. It was a lot more small. It's very much its own much its own film, let alone its own X-Men film. And I think there's just some beautiful moments in it. Wonderful acting across the board, and yeah. Coming in at number 2, Coco. Great movie. I already talked about it. Great songs. Check them out. and just a beautiful story with beautiful storytelling and beautiful visuals. And then number 1, Lakaitis, gotta disagree with you, my man. Number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Called it.
No, and I completely understand why this would be your number 1. Like, absolutely, this makes so much sense. I don't disagree. I'm not saying it's a bad film.
It was just, it delivered on so much for me. Going in, I thought I was so ready for it to be the Thor: The Dark World of that kind of thing. Because sequel wise, they usually don't deliver unless it's Captain America. So I was like, all right, at least we'll get to see Guardians. It'll be fun. But it was just so great. I listened to the soundtrack. I listened to the soundtrack every day. I got it on Blu-ray the day it came out. It was great. And I have the soundtrack on cassette even. So
very nice. Tyler, do you want to go or shall I go?
Are you even ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
If you want to go, go. But if you
Okay.
don't,
So
I'll
all right.
go.
So my 10 through 6 are kind of interchangeable because I just kind of ordered them real quickly while Mason was talking. But for my number 10, I'm gonna say The Last Jedi. Still had a lot of fun with it. Number 9 is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
okay.
All right.
I had a lot of fun with it. I still feel like that film feels like a singular vision, even though it was written by 5 different people. Then the best superhero movie of the year, Logan.
Yeah.
I love Ragnarok, but I know it is not better than Homecoming or Logan.
Okay.
It's
enough.
great. 7 is this 40-minute short documentary on Netflix called Long Shot.
Okay.
All about how Larry David got a guy off for murder.
That's awesome.
Completely by accident. It's wonderful. My number 6 is Logan Lucky.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. Number 5 is another film that came straight to Netflix called The Merowitz Stories, New and Selected.
Very good.
It stars Dustin Hoffman, Ben Stiller. It's the best Adam Sandler movie since I don't know how long. There is some nudity when Adam Sandler's daughter shows her college film, so I just stopped watching at that point and skipped those scenes.
Right.
But other than that, it's a wonderful film. I want to see Ben Stiller and Adam Sandler do more serious comedies together, dramatic comedies together. It's I think they work really well together in that way. My number 4 is Blade Runner 2049. It's so good. It's such an atmospheric film.
That is true. That is true.
And this, I feel like Harrison Ford is actually trying in this film. It feels like he's acting. Like it's nice to see him put in some effort into a character.
And like Crystal Skull and Force Awakens before, it's about him being a terrible father.
In some way or another, yes.
It's the Bad Dad trilogy.
Yep.
The elderly Harrison Ford Bad Dad trilogy.
My number 3 is Okja. I had no expectations for this film, but absolutely loved it. Jake Gyllenhaal steals every single scene he's in.
If you say Okja real fast, it sounds like you're a Jawa. Okja.
Okay.
Thank you, Tyler. You're really adding to this
Brought a lot to
conversation.
that. You brought
This
a
is
lot to the
our comedy podcast.
I think people will bring something away from that afterwards. And by that I mean they'll think maybe I should watch Okja, but all they could think about are Jawas, so they'll be unable to find it on Netflix. My number 2 is Baby Driver because I love everything about it except for Kevin Spacey now. But
he's good in it. He's just a bad
he's
person.
just a terrible person. But
he was
absolutely
distracted by the
wonderful.
balls on that kid.
That's the movie I went out and got on Blu-ray as soon as it came out. For me, it was it's so well edited, written, acted, scored. It's great. My number 1 of this year, Get Out.
Get out.
I still need to see that.
So good. I don't think you'd like it, Mason.
I absolutely
actually.
loved it.
Yeah.
I am not a horror fan. I don't watch horror movies.
You don't like horrors.
That is also true. I mean, I got nothing against them personally. I just don't approve of their career choices.
Yeah, they're good horrors.
But no, to me, it's such an original film. It's so well written. It's scary and funny in all the right places. And it was such a different film than anything else I had seen. What?
Martin Short's been twitching, and it's kind of funny looking.
Yeah.
See how I brought it around?
I thought I said something stupid. I wasn't sure.
It's like poetry.
I really enjoyed it. The ending is so wonderfully. At first, it's aggravating, and then it's wonderful. It's just such a great film.
What movie?
Get Out.
Get Out.
Did you just ask me that so you could say that again?
Yeah, and it worked.
All right, Tyler. What is your top 10?
Top 10. Here we go. Number 10 is Logan Lucky. I'm shocked that you two have seen it because it's a really fun movie. I like Soderbergh a lot. That whole scene with the jail riot, I was dying. It's so funny.
Oh my goodness, right?
It was a very well crafted, funny, original movie. So I've been to all the places they talked about, like North Carolina. I've been there. West Virginia. I've been there. Lynchburg. I lived there 4 years, so it's like I know what these things are. Number 9 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Woohoo!
The more I watch it, the more I love it. I got it on Blu-ray the day it came out. James Gunn, please make more movies for me.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
please make
absolutely.
more movies, James Gunn. I want to see the Belko Experiment because he wrote that because it's like Office Space with murder. That's a conversation for a different time. Number 8 is Downsizing, which even though I said it was disappointing earlier, if you go to the film knowing what you're getting yourself into, you'll love it. I loved it. Mm-hmm. It's a great premise, and what the director does with it is unexpected, but it's so worth it. Number 7, The Disaster Artist. I've been watching The Room with friends since like high school, so it's weird to see it in the mainstream.
I bet.
Because I know it's like this underground thing, and it was always fine there. Because like people who knew about The Room, they were cool because they knew about The Room. Now everyone's kind of knowing about it and doing Tommy Wiseau impressions. So it's weird, but it's a very interesting movie and a very interesting way to go about telling that story, and I really appreciated it. Number 6 is Get Out. Mm-hmm. Again, like Winnie, not a horror fan, but like Downsizing and a little bit like 10 Cloverfield Lane from last year. It's like a Twilight Zone episode if it were a movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I that's one of my favorite shows. So like if you can use a horror or sci-fi concept to spread social commentary that's really smart, then I'm all for that. And Jordan Peele, make more movies, please.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, number 5 is Blade Runner 2049. Despite what Mason says, it's one of the most gorgeous things you could see in theaters this year.
Definitely.
I wish it had done a little bit better, but I mean, I don't want more Blade Runner sequels, but I want that director, Denis Villeneuve, whatever his name is, to make more movies.
I think ultimately that movie did as well as it could have.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's I'm surprised it got as wide a release and as big a budget as it did, because it's like Blade Runner bombed when it first came out, and then it slowly developed a cult following. So why throw all this money into a sequel is beyond me, but what are you going to do? I loved it. Number 4 is something I saw yesterday, The Shape of Water.
Oh, that's one I still need to see.
It's I want to see that. And it's so weird. If you can get behind its weird premise, it's a blast. It's a modern day fairy tale with fish monsters and nudity and Michael Shannon, and it's great. It's so good.
Is all the nudity from Michael Shannon?
I wish. No, Sally Hawkins. Sally Hawkins does full frontal Winnie, so you'll want to be careful. There's a couple points.
Gotcha. I'll look down.
Number 3 is Coco. I love Pixar, and after Cars 3, this was a return to form. And I think, unfortunately, we've only gotten 3 great Pixar films this decade: Toy Story 3, Inside Out, and Coco. I like Finding Dory and Brave, okay, but those are the 3 great Pixar movies. And
I agree.
I disagree.
I know you guys don't like Inside Out. That's fine, but I love it. But this is about Coco, and Coco's great, and it's emotional, and it's gorgeous. Like, the design of the Land of the Dead, and that like it's brilliant. Like the whole, like somebody went through, stayed true to the traditions of the Day of the Dead, but like made this whole world about it and made it accessible to mainstream audiences, and it's great.
It's accessible yet respectful to the culture.
Exactly, and it kind of creates its own version of that, but it's still respectful, and it's brilliant. It's great. Number 2, Baby Driver. Pretty obvious. Baby Driver's great.
Yeah.
And
so what's your number 1?
Number 1's Logan. I adore this movie.
Oh, of course.
I wasn't even that big of an X-Men fan. Like, I'd seen them and I liked them a lot, especially Days of Future Pants. But and Deadpool. I don't know if Deadpool counts, but I really like Deadpool. Logan is probably the most beautiful movies I'd seen all year, and just the fact that it came from an unexpected place and told this grand, like almost Western throwback story. Like, I cried, dude, and I don't cry at movies much, but that ending was so perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
I got the Blu-ray first day it came out, and I never do that, and I watched Logan Noir, and
I got that version as well. What I'm doing is my wife's on a Hugh Jackman kick, so what I'm trying to do is take her through. I'm kind of doing a bit of an experiment on her. I'm taking her through the X-Men series, but like very specific films, and then we're gonna finish with Logan. So we just watched X-Men First Class, then we're gonna watch the original X-Men, then X2, possibly the Wolverine, then we're gonna watch Days of Future Past, then Logan.
That's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, but
why only possibly the Wolverine?
I'm not sure
because it connects to Last Stand.
Yeah, we're gonna avoid that. She was okay with First Class. She's like, it was all right. She wasn't too engaged. It felt longer this time when watching it. And that's my favorite X-Men film. But
what?
No.
Wolverine First Class is your favorite X-Men film?
X-Men First Class, not Wolverine Origins.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, X-Men First Class. I love Magneto, so it was very Magneto-centric.
He puts the Nito in Magneto.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the director's cut of the Wolverine is actually pretty good. That's the one you and I watched.
Second favorite. Yeah, that's my second favorite X-Men movie is the director's cut of the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Well, actually third, I'd say, behind Logan and Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
I like the Wolverine okay, and the director's cut is definitely an improvement, but it gets really schlocky in that third act.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like giant samurai robots. Like, I'm like, okay. Nah, I'm good, bro.
Cool. All right.
But anyway, that's the experiment I'm doing.
Interesting.
Let us know how that goes.
I will.
So that kind of wraps it up. I wanted one last question though. What film are you looking forward to in 2018? What one are you really excited about?
Well, what's even coming out? I don't know.
The one caveat being the Infinity War.
Yeah, you can't
say the Infinity War.
Oh, I got two.
Okay, what are they?
And they're both stop motion. I really want to see Early Man and Isle of Dogs, and I can't wait for
absolutely.
Isle of Dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Aardman and I love Wes Anderson, and I love stop motion, so very excited.
Let's see. For me, I'm looking forward to the Black Panther, and there was a second one. There's a film called Mary Magdalene coming out with Joaquin Phoenix playing Jesus.
No, you're kidding me.
No, well, okay. The one caveat is going to be if they give Jesus and Mary Magdalene a romantic.
They clearly do. Have you seen the trailer?
I wouldn't say it's there in the trailer. I think they have respect for each other, but that's about.
No.
I really like.
Not the trailer I watched.
Okay, maybe I watched a different trailer. I don't know. So actually, I think for me, the one I'm really looking forward to is the Miles Morales Spider-Man movie.
Okay. All right.
Into the Spider-Verse. The animation looks wonderful.
It looks good.
I'm very excited to see what they do with that.
Okay. All right.
Nobody said Ready Player One.
I'm actually excited to see that. The biggest film I'm excited to see, guys, which I'm surprised you both chose to forget, was a
It's
film.
Sherlock Gnomes.
No. Also, side note, because you brought it up, we're also getting a second Sherlock Holmes film next year. Did you know that?
Sherlock
Yep,
Gnomes?
with
Sherlock
well,
and
we're getting
Watson.
that. Yeah, and we're with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
Is anybody
That
excited
actually looks
for
really
Solo? The Han Solo film?
No, I didn't.
Nope.
I didn't agree with their casting.
And Disney isn't excited for it either.
Me?
No, I think they picked the right guy for it. But, hello, Incredibles 2.
I knew you were going to say it, so why would I have to bring it up?
Oh, well, thank you. We definitely know our friendship.
Deadpool
Incredibles 2 and Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yeah.
Yep, that's another. I forgot that was coming out, actually.
I'm nervous about
Untitled
that one.
Deadpool sequel, the movie.
I heard it's going to be called The Second Coming.
Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
That's great.
That makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
I'd be very happy if they just kept with Untitled Deadpool sequel.
I can see
No.
that. New Mutants.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm...
Looks good.
Oh, yep. No, and I'm sure there are, 20 different indie films that are going to come out that we haven't even heard of.
yeah,
Absolutely.
And really, ultimately, those are the films I'm really looking forward to.
Well, those are the films that really make it stand out. These, obviously these franchise films, they come and go. We enjoy them. I mean, obviously my favorite was Guardians, but it's the indie films, it's those unique ones that really make the year stand out, which I think we did have this year in all sorts of films.
Totally. But that's our show for this episode. Thanks so much for listening. If you want to follow us on social media, you can find me at Josh_Lakaitis on Twitter. Mace, where can they find you?
They can find me on all sorts of social media as Mason Betterly or at Good Old Price.
And Tyler, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram in the year 2037.
And if you want to tweet at the show or email us a question, you can find us at ArtificialPod on Twitter or artificialpod@gmail.com. We actually have gotten a few questions and comments, which we really appreciate. They were Christmas themed or Last Jedi themed, so we couldn't really talk about them in this episode. But
so we
keep
appreciate
them coming.
them,
We really
but we're in
appreciate
no
it.
way going to acknowledge them.
At least not this time.
And be sure to comment on our page or on YouTube with your favorite films. We're really excited to hear what you enjoyed this year or what your thoughts were on some of our films. Maybe you hated one of our favorite films. Maybe you loved one of our least favorite films. What made you enjoy them? What made you hate them?
Yeah, actually, if you guys give us a response, we can read some of them out on the next show.
Absolutely.
Because next show, we're doing something entirely different. So we'll find out what that is when it comes.
Are
but,
we?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. We'll talk about it. We're going to try something different.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
actually,
again,
I was
just
telling Martin Short about it. I was telling Martin Short about it before you so graciously hit him with the car.
Boy.
My bad.
What were you doing? Screaming it out the window? No wonder he stopped in the middle of the road.
The body's gone, guys. The
He
body's
stopped
gone.
short.
It did a full. It did
Nobody
a Jedi.
put on Martin Short's jacket. That is the Martin Short clause. They will become the new Martin Short.
I'd be down with that.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. God bless. Thanks for listening.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
So yeah, where did he go?